Coming up in this video, I've got a quick review of Black Tears Spiced Rum. Going to tell you what it smells like, what it tastes like. I've got some cracking highball serves, simple mixers that will work with this rum. And then right at the end of the video, I've got a brilliant cocktail recipe for you. So if you want to know all about Black Tears Spiced Rum, stay tuned. Hello rum fans, I'm Steve the Barman and I'm hoping these videos will help you drink, serve and enjoy better quality spiced rums. And if you're loving watching my videos, then make sure you drop a comment below. Right then, Black Tears Spiced Rum launched in the UK very early September 2019. And this is supposedly the first ever Cuban spiced rum to be available worldwide. I'm not sure whether that's a play on words or whether that's actually true. I certainly can't think of any other Cuban spiced rums, but that's what the tagline. The actual brand is owned by the Island Rum Company. I've just done a quick bit of research on them and there's so many awards that they've won for their rums over the last few years, so they're obviously a pretty decent rum company, but importers into the UK are Skylark Spirit. This is a 40% spiced rum and it's actually quite expensive for the spiced rums that I've been doing. It retails around about £32 to £35 a bottle, so quite expensive on the whole spiced rum scale. What makes this spiced rum special? Well, it is in fact spiced up with their native Cuban spices and ingredients. We've got Cuban coffee, Cuban chocolate and Cuban pepper. Then added to that is very little to no sugar at all, so quite the opposite to a lot of spiced rums. And just to read you the back of the bottle, so Black Tears is crafted from Cuban rum, created for those on the lookout for something different to discover. It is made using the finest Cuban rum and natural spices, including the Cuban pepper, dolce, coffee and cocoa. The combination is a seductive, silky smooth spiced batch which works perfectly straight, over ice or mixed to make a great long drinks like a dark and stormy or a Cuba Libre. And online as well, they're banging on about this being amazing as a rum and tonic, so we shall see a bit later. Where does the name come from, the Black Tears name? Well, I'm just going to read you out because I've taken this directly from the website as well. The story of Black Tears is rooted in Cuban music, specifically a song about love and loss called Lágrimas Negras, which is embossed on the side of the bottle. We should spin that round so the close-up can get that. Can you see that down there? So Lágrimas Negras, directly translated, obviously means black tears. According to local legend, a young woman sobbed black tears of sorrow in a vat of rum, giving it otherworldly taste. Black Tears is the result of passionate craftsmanship with an emotional blend of Cuban rum, seductive spices, love and loss. The aroma on this is flipping lovely. I really like the smell of this. Get chocolate, I get coffee, there's subtle vanilla coming through, little bits of, I think it's a kind of cinnamon, maybe a little bit of nutmeg on there. It smells absolutely delicious. I really love the smell of that. And on the taste, it really doesn't disappoint either. Chocolate comes through, the coffee is there. The vanilla actually is really subtle in the background, not overly up in your face at all. It's very much pronounced. Oh, the aftertaste, I'm getting a little bit of pepper on there coming down now. That is lovely. As I say, it is not sweet at all. It is polar opposite to a lot of the spiced rums that I've been tasting. Rum lovers, if they're going to come at spiced rums, which they are doing, if they really sort of look at that is actually a proper out and out a lovely rum that has just been delicately spiced and very little sugar been added. I really like that. I cannot wait to plate that. The chocolate is lingering. The coffee is just there. The aftertaste is absolutely mind-blowing. I really like that. Right then, so what can you mix with it? Well, as you can see, I've had a little bit of a play with it. I really enjoyed that. Some big ones. I've go straight off from the off. The recommended serve, one of them, the rum and tonic water. I don't get it. I really don't. I'm not a huge fan of that. It was Fever Tree tonic water that I tried with that. It just, you know, in the UK, we've got this whole trend as well with coffee. Coffee shops are doing coffee and tonic. I don't get that either, to be honest. I really don't. It's kind of, well, you know, I'm just going to leave that one there. Tonic water for me, no. However, let's get into them. Coca-Colas, yes. Absolutely lovely. Coke Zero and Woody. That was my favourite ones out of the 3 signature serves. Again, I'll say it, I never used the herbal one. I don't like the herbal one. But the Woody was my favourite out of those 3. Absolutely exceptional. Probably my second favourite mixer out of all of them I tried was this Seckford light and spiced rum mixer. Absolutely amazing. I've mentioned it a few times in this channel. Just to read you the ingredients again: lime, mint, rose and cacao. So that is just a delicate blend. Again, they recommend sort of mojitos. They call it a black mojito with that. You kind of get it because the chocolate, that just works exceptionally well. Really, really love that. Probably my second favourite as a highball. Coke, not my favourite. Absolutely lovely. I've got one better than Coke for that. Gingers. So we've got that. That was a ginger beer that I tried. Franklin's and Sons ginger beer. And where's the ginger ale? There it is. That's the ginger ale that I tried. Just the Schweppes 1783 ginger ale. Again, absolutely lovely. You're not going to go wrong with it. It's not horrible at all. Wasn't my favourite because my favourite was actually that Fever Tree spiced orange ginger ale. The orange with the chocolate and the coffee. Wow, that for me, match made in heaven. Really, really love that. So they're actually my top 2 picks. But do you know what? You're going to love Coke. You are going to love Coke. Of course you are. It's got that palate that's just going to work. But those 2 for me were my out and out favourites. Now, as I've also started to do in these videos as well, is adding a cocktail. And the cocktail is actually going to use another mixer that I thought worked very, very well. And that was Fentimans Tropical Soda. Again, there's something with pineapple and coffee, the sort of coffee notes that just go quite well together. But the cocktail I've got for you, I'm really crap at naming cocktails, so I've just called this a Banana Tears. First ingredient, you want 50 ml of your Black Tears Spiced Rum. Next, you want 15 ml, 15, of falernum, velvet falernum. Next, you want 15 ml again of a banana liqueur. Now you need 15 ml of freshly squeezed lime juice. Then I just want 1 dash of Angostura bitters. Fill your cocktail shaker with crushed ice. Pop the tin on and give it a hard and fast shake for about 12 seconds. Then, before you pour it into your finished tiki glass, you want 75 ml of Fentimans Tropical Soda. Then no need to strain, just pour it straight into your glass. I'm using a tiki glass, whatever glass you've got at home, just pour it straight in. Top up with a bit more crushed ice if you need to. Then, as this is a lovely tiki drink, garnish, I'm going to use pineapple slice. I'm going to use a pineapple leaf just behind. And then I've got a freeze-dried banana kebab just to pop on the top there. Serve with a straw and enjoy. Cheers. Oh, wow.